What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and some very important things that we need to be discussing for the future of this company. I'm also going to be talking about where I see the share price going for tomorrow and the near term future, as I do see a bit of a dip coming before we see a massive rip. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with the news, as we do have some very important things reported involving phantom braking for the Teslas and other big things involving Joe Biden and what Elon Musk has liked on his Twitter page, which is once again a reminder of the potential that Tesla has. Now, before I say anything about Tesla's potential, before I talk about the share price and the price movement, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner. This is all for educational purposes only, so do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the chance to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo is giving away $200,000 for the new year. So if you want that chance to win $200,000 and up to 5 free stocks, please check out the link down below, sign up and put in $100 to get your chance. With that out of the way, guys, let's get on with the video. So Tesla had a very interesting day today. We're still respecting this falling wedge, but this is actually a pretty good sign in my opinion. Remember, guys, stocks are not just going to be green. There are going to be some moments where they are a little bit red, as we are seeing red across the market right now. So first off, look at what happened to Tesla. If we zoom into this, we could see we ran up to $931. Then we dropped as low as $889. This is significant because I told you guys in my previous video that the $900 level of support may not have held as well as many people had anticipated. Now, remember this, we ran up to 913. We basically traded sideways throughout the rest of the day, closed in the red, down 2.75%, closing at $905 a share. So the question is, where are we going to go from now? And this is where I have to actually talk about other technical indicators. So here's the important thing, guys. The first thing you have to remember is look at the overall market, okay? Don't just attack Tesla. Tesla's not all there is to the stock market. AMC is red. NEO is red. Apple's a little bit in the green, but it's red in the after hours. BBIG is red. I mean, there's red almost everywhere, guys. Amazon is in the red. And we did have earnings that were coming out, but the entire market, or at least a lot of tech stocks, they are in the red right now. And that is a little bit surprising considering that the SPY is pretty much in the green. But hey, guys, it happens, right? Sometimes things like this happen. But for Tesla in particular, there is something I need to talk to you guys about. So I just think that there has been all this FUD that has been spreading about Tesla being this or that. And the thing is, guys, I don't see the market in a, how should I say, bearish market for the next upcoming weeks, guys. I think we could still actually rebound a little bit. And I still see that coming up for Tesla relatively soon. So let's talk about what's going on in the grand scheme of things. Let's look at what the MACD is indicating, the RSI, and other technical indicators. Right now, if we look at the chart using the 2-hour candles, let me zoom in just a little bit once this loads. Once we see this, okay, we're still seeing the MACD kind of flipping with the 9-day moving average, so we are kind of on this upward trend. However, guys, it is looking like the MACD is going to flip at the 9-day moving average, so we could continue to drop a little bit more. RSI is a little bit down compared to where it was a couple of days ago. Once again, another indicator that we could dip a little bit before we see a massive rip. And I want to talk about this from another perspective. So let me zoom out and show you guys the very, very long-term time frame, right? We're going to use some daily candles. As you guys can see, let me zoom in. As you guys can see, this inverse head and shoulders like pattern is forming right over here. You guys can kind of see it forming out just like that. So we're just waiting for the next shoulder for us to drop a little bit more before we see a massive move to the upside. So let me make this a little bit more clear. I'm sorry about that. But you guys can see we're respecting this falling wedge pretty well. Now, this would be very bullish for the future, but for the short term, guys, as we are respecting this trend line and we're currently below some of the long-term moving averages, here's what I think is going to play out, okay? I think there's a gap right here. You guys see this gap? Let me zoom into it just to make this as clear as possible. Look at this massive gap. It's in the $850 range. I think we're going to drop down there relatively soon before we break out of this and complete the inverse head and shoulders and end up running above $1,000 a share. That's the simplest way for me to put it, guys. That's what I think is going to happen. I could be totally wrong, but I'm not necessarily trying to just make a prediction that's correct. I know that I am basically making a prediction, but I don't want you guys to look at it that way. I'm basically looking at technical indicators and talking about what they're suggesting and what's one of the most probable outcomes. So I could be wrong. Maybe we'll rebound tomorrow, but I still feel like we're going to actually respect this trend line, the one that we're actually following right now, the one we have been following over the last couple of weeks. So I think, like I said before, we're gonna fill the gap before we see a massive run above 1,000. And I could be wrong. Like I said before, not financial advice, but that is what I believe is going to happen based off these indicators and based off the trend. Now, I also want to talk about some other big pieces of news as well, because at the end of the day, guys, we're still very bullish for Tesla. We know this thing is going to run eventually. We know the market may not be in the perfect state right now, with the Fed potentially raising rates relatively soon and taking more hawkish standpoints. So the Fed is not in the best of positions and when it comes to saving the market. And I do think the market could see a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the upcoming months. And right now, the market is it's said to be a little bit more fearful. I would say it's maybe closer to the neutral side, but you guys get my point, right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys, and I want to warn you guys that when interest rates start rising, we might see a bit of a dip in the market, not because interest rates necessarily cause the market to crash. It's more like there's going to be fear, uncertainty, doubt, emotional responses for the next upcoming month. For the next few weeks before we get there, guys, we could see a good run for Tesla. I want to prepare you guys for that, but I also want to prepare you for the emotional response, which is probably going to come in the future. So be prepared for that, but don't be scared, guys, because remember, one simple phrase: Tesla will eventually recover. It always has, and I believe it will in the future. You just have to give it time. So, anyways, let me talk about these big pieces of news. Basically, Electrek and many other mainstream articles are going crazy over this FUD article. It states that Tesla falls as more attention is brought to Autopilot's serious phantom braking issue. Now, is it true that there are phantom braking issues? Allegedly, it's true. However, I have to tell you guys something very important. The full self-driving technology is not necessarily perfect yet. It's still in the testing of phases. That's why we have the full self-driving beta. It's not necessarily released and in full capacity just yet. So my point is, issues like this are probably going to be common. It's not perfect yet. They're developing it. You have to remember that, guys. So don't be scared right now. Think about the future. Think about how much this is going to innovate in the future. And right now, guys, the full self-driving technology is really good in my opinion. It still is relatively safe. And I don't necessarily consider it to be dangerous or anything like that, the way these FUD articles are making it seem. Now, I will be honest though, it's not perfect. I will admit that it's not perfect, but they are improving day in and day out, and they are expanding when it comes to the beta. They're going to be expanding to Canada relatively soon, according to Elon Musk. And I see big things coming in the future with this technology because it's going to innovate the way our lives are from a day-to-day basis. Now, I want to talk about this statistic right here, guys. Cox Automobile has very, very awesome statistics that just came out. They stated that 147,799 battery electric vehicles were sold in the fourth quarter in the USA. Once again, very, very awesome news, right? Because the EV sector is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But out of them, guys, it states right here, Tesla is still standing strong as the top EV manufacturer in the country, accounting for 72% of EV sales in the USA. Once again, 72% of sales, EV sales in America for 2021, the entire year, the fourth quarter, that was Tesla, just from Tesla alone. Once again, absolutely insane. It just shows how big they are in this country and how bigger they're going to be. And they are expanding day in and day out. So that's just a very, very bullish statistic that you guys need to remember, because they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single quarter and every single year. It's going to be awesome. Now, when it comes to some drama that's going on, I don't like to talk too much about it, but basically there's so much FUD coming out right now involving the president of the United States and Elon Musk. And I'm not actually going to go into too much detail about this because it's going to give everyone a headache. At the end of the day, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Elon Musk is an amazing person. He, in turn, has been improving the world. And I think that as someone that is an advocate for EVs, it's very important for people that, whether they like Elon Musk or not, to at least stand by his side and support what he is doing, because his efforts are leading the world to change that's essential for our future. Now, I know people could think whatever they want, but I believe it's essential for us to work together, to get along, and not necessarily cause beef with one another, cause tension. And that is not what I'm seeing right now from the current president. I know that things get very political if I say that, but that's just the way it really is, and it's not necessarily good. I don't care who they are. At the end of the day, guys, we need unity. We need to work together if we want to solve these issues. And I just don't really like playing politics or being divisive. I just think that we need to work together. We need to put those things aside. And we really need, the more we work together, guys, the better and closer we're going to be to actually solving the issues that we are supposed to be fighting for. So that's just something I want to leave. I know I've made other videos about what's actually going on. This time I'm just putting it out there because I've seen so many articles about this and that, the president having beef with this guy. It's ridiculous. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's just my opinion. So you guys are free to disagree with me, but I'm just putting it out there, guys, that I believe that we need unity and we should not be arguing the way it's really going on right now. Anyways, I want to end the video now by just talking about this right here. Elon Musk hasn't tweeted anything super significant involving Tesla, but he did like one tweet that I want to actually share with you guys. And it basically states that Tesla builds gigafactories to be both artistically inspiring and powerfully productive. This is Giga Berlin. Once again, guys, it's very important for us to be inspiring to other people, and we are seeing a lot of progress coming out for the Giga Berlin. Now, depending on what's going on with the political climate there and the other regulations, we are seeing some updates coming out for the Giga Berlin, and also we're getting much, much, much closer for the Texas Gigafactory. So I think it's going to be very awesome. You just have to give them a little bit of time, and we're going to see Tesla's numbers get better and better and better, which in turn is going to incentivize institutions to buy into Tesla even more and really help the share price go up. So, regardless of what happens in the short term, I told you guys we might dip a little bit, then have a good reversal and end up running a little bit later. But regardless of that, guys, I'm still super, super bullish for the very, very long term. I do believe all-time highs are going to be beat again, and you just have to give Tesla time because Tesla is the future. I see insane potential, and not just from the EV sector, from the energy sector, from their AI development, from the AI technology, the autonomous driving, all those things. So that's what I have for this one, guys. Nothing changes. Don't be afraid of little dips and be prepared because it's very probable based off these technical indicators. I thank you all so much for watching these videos. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.